It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's Rave TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
Hey everybody, welcome to our very first episode of Rave TV at ISE 2024. I'm Steph Beckett and I'm with
Gary K, and we are coming to you live from the ISE 2024 show floor, and we're coming to you live on ravepubs.com, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, live from ISE 2024 here in Barcelona. This is definitely the biggest ISE I've ever seen. Gonna set records,
100%.
No question.
I've had a hard time making my way over here, which has never happened before.
Yeah, we are standing between the Logitech, Exertis, and Barco booth, and we're going to share with you some of our kind of exciting highlights of things we've seen so far. It's only halfway through the first day of the show, but we have seen some really cool stuff, some new products. I'm curious how your trip to Barcelona has been so far.
It's been great. I came down here early. We stayed the weekend in an Airbnb. We shopped around. Most of what I have done is eat. And I've had a great time. I
had some amazing Italian food of all things here in Spain.
Yes, last night. The Italian food was really good.
It was really good. And look, the people in Barcelona have been more than welcoming.
Lovely.
This is a great city. It's nice to not be freezing cold.
Yes.
It's probably in the 50s today.
And the food in Amsterdam is so bad. So I am so glad that ISE moved to Barcelona because I love tapas.
Yeah.
And I love cava. And you know what's here? Tapas and cava.
Speaking of which, if you're not from Europe, if you're from Europe, you know this already. But if you're from North America, you may not know this. If you sit down at a table to eat at a restaurant, it's actually cheaper to order wine
than it is to
order water. Water is actually more expensive than wine here. So if you like to drink, this is the place to go.
It is the place to go.
If you want to take a vacation. But look, we got a special guest today. We're gonna introduce you to someone from Domotz. But first, I want to get your sort of impressions of things that you've seen. What have you seen that's been impressive to you?
I took a quick, segue over here to Barco's booth. I went to see the ClickShare bar. They're kind of hiding it in a little demo room.
We're showing it right now on the screen, hopefully. And that product, basically, it's a video bar, camera, mic, speaker,
with
all in one.
With ClickShare integrated into it.
Yeah, see, ClickShare's integrated into it. That gives them a unique differentiation.
A really competitive edge.
Yeah.
I also took a walk over to the D10 booth. I wanted to see the new D10 bar and the new D10 Mate. They're made to work together because the D10 Mate is a tiny touchscreen pad, but it actually can remove from the stand. So you can walk around the meeting room with it and control the camera,
so
use
it's
it
a
as a
controller,
whiteboard.
a room controller, and virtual whiteboarding.
Exactly. All in one that you can walk around the room with and everything, which I thought was different and
We're
pretty
showing
cool.
that on the screen now.
Yep.
So I saw a couple of things too.
Okay.
This has not even been announced. They were going to do it as a private showing.
Okay.
But it is actually in their booth, and they're going to send out a press release this week because it's been such a success in just a few hours today. But Avocor introduced the X series, which is Avocor is known for their all-in-one collaboration boards. They have a LED version of an all-in-one. I didn't ask them the size of it, but it's probably about 130 inches diagonal.
Okay.
It has the bottom of it has a mic array and a speaker. It's an all-in-one, so you plug in an HDMI cable and it works. That was impressive.
Okay.
Another thing that I saw that was kind of interesting was how much talked about my crystal ball last year about partnerships. And venture partnerships announced today.
Yes, okay.
Samsung
and Cisco.
And Cisco, yeah. In the Cisco booth, they're actually showing Microsoft Teams front row, which is
in a Cisco
crazy
booth because they have WebEx, but it's
integrated
into a Samsung display, and it's a 21:9 kind of display. I think the display is pretty new too.
Yeah.
And they are integrating this all-in-one system so that you can easily join Microsoft Teams front row, but you can also easily join WebEx natively.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting because they're like, you could use either one, and I'm like, wait, but don't you want us to use WebEx?
Yeah, and another thing I saw was in the LG booth. They have a.
Wait, are you talking about the Kinetic?
Yeah, the Kinetic.
Yes.
Yeah, they have an LED that is actually moving. I always impressed with the Epson booth, the umbrella you've seen, I'm sure.
Yes.
But LG has done kind of the Epson thing in their booth with a moving micro LED.
Yes.
And then finally, Samsung introducing transparent micro LED.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Looks beautiful.
I cannot wait to
micro
get
LED.
over there. I haven't been over there since setup, so I'm
I
excited.
took a video of it. Here it is right now. Take a look
Awesome.
at it. The transparent micro LED from Samsung. Isn't it beautiful? It's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
So let's kind of shift around over here.
Okay.
I want to show people Logitech. Logitech's had a great few years here in collaboration, and they're using ISE 2024 to introduce a new version, our new software update to Sight. And what it does is it allows you to create that Hollywood sort of feel of a video conferencing meeting where you have a multi-camera shoot, and it automatically seams together the different images, but also it can catch gestures. And similar to like what Hudley Crew's done, but it's from Logitech.
Very cool.
That's going to be big, and of course they're showing their compatibility with everything. And their video bar. I mean, everyone has a video bar. You have Sennheiser has their video bar here.
Yes.
Theirs is unique because it has Dante. I don't know if you've thought about that, but
that is interesting.
That is a new thing. Oh, another thing that I saw today was Wirestorm introduced a 10x7 matrix. It's kind of interesting that it's not your typical matrix. It has HDMI. It can handle HDMI, AV over IP, and HD-based in one box.
In one.
And it's 10x7, so you can go anything
so you can just pick
to anything out. It doesn't have a multi-viewer built into it, but you can pair it with a multi-viewer if you want to put multiple pieces of content on the screen.
That's cool.
At the same time.
I'll have to go check that out.
But we're coming to you live from the ISE 2024 show floor. This is day one, just day one. And we're already duly impressed with the crowds. You can see as we're doing this how many people are walking around us. Well, we got a guest.
So let's bring on our guest.
Let's head over there. We're going to go over there and
we're going to come
show
over
you our
here.
guest with the nice, beautiful Exertis booth in the background.
Yeah. Go ahead and introduce yourself for the people watching at home.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Fred Loucks. I'm a product manager at Domotz.
And what do you do for Domotz? What does a product manager do?
Yeah, so as a product manager, my main focus is to ensure that Domotz as a product is meeting the needs of the AV industry specifically. That's my focus.
All right, so for those people that don't know Domotz, DOMOTZ.com, what is Domotz?
Domotz is the easiest way to monitor your audiovisual devices and manage, I should say. So we're really about helping to make the support and management workflow for AV devices a lot simpler and put it behind one pane of glass.
Yeah. There's a lot of opportunities in adding that as a service, right?
Yes.
I mean, I think that's what everyone kind of looks at that as an opportunity for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, within the commercial integration space specifically, every integrator will tell you the number one part of their business they want to grow right now is their services business, right? They're trying to grow recurring revenue. They want to see that part of their P&L go up. It's where they get their most margin, right? All those things are great. But actually building services revenue is really hard to do. It requires a lot of education. Integrators have a lot of growth they need to go through, and it's a tremendous opportunity for them. In my opinion, Domotz is probably the easiest way for integrators to get started doing that kind of work. They leverage it internally, kind of like they'd use Office 365, right, or some other internal tool to make that process a lot easier and to help them get to recurring revenue faster.
So a complaint that I've heard from a lot of integrators is it's hard to go back to existing
Hey, by the way, I'm going to run because I got to go do a show floor tour. I'm actually going to do a live show floor tour, so I'm going to run and get set up for that. You finish the interview
I'll finish
here.
The interview. I
Fred,
got it.
you hang out with her for a few minutes. Give me 2 minutes, okay?
Yeah, I got you. So yes, the biggest complaint I've heard from integrators is that it's hard to, here you go. Is that it's hard to keep up with places they've already specified because they're always focusing on the new one, the new project. And with things that are based on a service, it's easy for them to kind of focus on that, take a little bit off of their load and then, make that recurring revenue.
Yeah, absolutely. The challenge is always the integrator's revenue is based on projects. Right? It's based on net new sales, right? It's product attached services. So the challenge, of course, is once you've spent, once a customer spent money on a new system, they don't generally want to go spend money again to get something else added to it. So what Domotz does so well is we embed into an integrator's business model. Our pricing is such that it's reasonable to be able to do so. And it allows us to not just make it easy for you to go sell net new business, but also for those customers where it makes the most sense to be able to just embed right into the cost structure of existing service agreements and get deployed on site to help make that remote support process that much easier.
Cool. And for integrators who are at the show right now, what's one thing you want them to know?
Sell more services. Sell more services, and the best possible way to do that is to start with remote monitoring and management. And the best and easiest way to do that is to start with Domotz.
Awesome. Well, last question I have for you is where can people find more information about Domotz?
Absolutely. So domotz.com is absolutely the best place to start. You can also find me on LinkedIn. And otherwise, hopefully, if you're here, come find me at the show, and I'd love to meet you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And I think that should be enough time for Gary to get started with his show floor tour now. And I know that's what everyone is so excited to see. All of Gary's favorite products, all of Gary's favorite booths. And one last thing for me, you can find all of our ISE coverage at ravepubs.com/ISE. Thanks again, everybody. This has been another great episode of Rave TV. Gary, you got it from here.
Hey, Steph, as promised, I'm at the back of Hall 2. I had to jaunt down here really quickly. Now, Hall 2 is kind of known as the Cedia Hall. It's the residential AV, but there's a lot more here besides residential AV. But let me kind of give you a quick Hall show floor tour. As you can see, as we walk through this, you're going to see a lot of the high-end residential companies that are here. Here's Trinoff Audio and their team, Macintosh. Who doesn't want a Macintosh amplifier? Look how beautiful they are. They're known for their tube amps, right? But they've got the aesthetic of the front of these is just beautiful. It's always been a product that everybody has loved. Macintosh has been around for 40 plus years, and actually more than 50 years. And they are kind of the product everybody kind of wishes they could afford. But of course, they're sold by a lot of AV integrators all around the world. Let's kind of move through this hall quickly. There's Chords. Chords is introducing a bunch of assemblies that allow you to do fiber optics with where you can determine the end that you want. You can do Cat5. You can add on HDMI. You can add on whatever kind of assembly you want for long distance transfer of signals. Here's the CDS stage. They're doing events all during the week. L-Acoustics. L-Acoustics is interesting because they're one of the companies that has crossed over doing commercial and residential. Here's the CEDIA booth itself. CEDIA is the association for the home integration industry. For those of you in the commercial world, you may not know who CEDIA is. They have a show every August that is all about, or September, that's all about residential AV. And this is kind of their hall. Hall 2, this part of the hall is kind of their hall. They own kind of half of one of the 7 or 8 halls we have here. Anyway, we're coming to you live. This is Gary Kay with Rave TV. We're doing a ISE 2024 Hall 2 show floor tour. Here's Sonance. The new branding for Sonance looks beautiful. The booth looks beautiful. I love the new branding. I like the new look. My first in-wall speakers that I ever had for my home were Sonance speakers. They're beautiful, seamless solutions. Of course, they've become a bigger company as well since 1983. They bought a bunch of brands, as many of the residential companies have. Here's Lutron, probably the leading lighting company in the residential market for sure. RTI, remote control systems. They do everything from handheld remotes to color touch panel remotes. And then we have D-Tools is one of those companies that kind of crosses the line of both Snap One, distributor, but also manufacturer. So Snap One started as a distributor in the residential space, but actually first big purchase they bought was buying Control 4. They've since bought a lot of other companies in the residential space. They're one of the companies that's coming over to the commercial space as well. But as we cross the middle area of Hall 2, we get into UC, Unified Communications, and that's the big growing part of the Pro AV market. Big announcement today from Cisco, partnership with Samsung. Cisco and Samsung are going to co-bundle products, and Cisco's also not just promoting WebEx in their booth, but they're also promoting Microsoft Teams. Can you believe it? In the Cisco booth, There's a Microsoft Teams Rooms Experience demo here. This is a partnership with Samsung. Who'd have thought? And I want to kind of squeeze in here because I want you to see their cinematic version of WebEx, which is really kind of cool. This is using the Cisco Room Kit system, and it harkens back to the telepresence days, so check that out. That's an all-in-one cinematic meeting solution. Has that Hollywood switching experience. It's part of the Cisco Room Kit EQX system. This is a collaboration with Samsung. Next to Cisco is Google, and of course Google with all of their workspace products. Anyone under the age of 30 uses them. But of course they're making a big movement in collaboration with Meet, which has all of a sudden appeared up there with a lot of meeting applications, especially in higher education. Still Zoom and Teams are the big two, but as you see, Google Meet. Here's Logitech. They're doing a launch here at the show of what they call Hollywood meeting experience, where they have a multi-camera shoot where they're able to capture gestures and as people are in a meeting talking, switch automatically, do seamless switching automatically inside of a meeting for remote participants. They're launching that here at the show. They're also showing Project Ghost, which is in a private suite. But look, Cisco with their, we're going to come back here to Cisco and shoot individual videos, of course. But we're doing a live show floor tour right now. We're doing a live show floor tour here for Rave TV. Here's their Teams products. Logitech's had a great couple of years providing products in the UC space. Here's Barco. Barco, of course, their big announcement at the show was Barco came out with a video bar. So they actually have a video bar. Let's check it out. In case you haven't seen it, they have a video bar product with ClickShare integrated into it. So here we go. Here's your first look at it right there. That's the Barco ClickShare bar. It's a video bar, camera, mic, speaker array, all in one with a ClickShare integrated into it. Kind of a unique solution. That's their foray into that segment of the market. We'll come back to the Barco booth. Again, we're doing a live show floor tour of the second side of Hall 2 for Rave TV. Here's Clear One. Clear One is making a comeback in the industry. QSys, of course, QSys has grown exponentially because of their software-based control system. MaxHub, behind QSys here. MaxHub entered the market with a collaboration board, but has since added LED, all-in-one LED. They have a 21:9 aspect ratio LCD right there for Teams front row experience. There's their large all-in-one LED solutions that they're showing here. We're again doing a live show floor tour for Rave TV. Look at this. QSys has their own training center in their booth. HD Base T. We're going to come back here and do an interview with HD Base T because they're launching some really cool stuff, again, with automatic camera switching using HD Base T. Let's see, where else can we get? Here's X2O's One Room solution. One Room is designed to solve high-flex classroom applications. So here's how it works. You stand in front of a classroom. All your remote participants come in as individual video windows. So it's like Zoom on steroids. So when you're teaching, you get a more realistic experience because you're seeing everyone face to face in the same proportions as if they were in the classroom with you. It's called One Room, X2O Media. They're part of Strata Cache companies, Surgex, but Lenovo, of course, they big part of collaboration. They have complete collaboration solutions for Zoom and Teams as well. Zilliqa, they did a partnership as well with Samsung. They announced a partnership with Samsung here at the show. Here's Newline with their collaboration boards and interactive boards. They started primarily in education. They moved over to corporate as well. They've done a really good job growing as part of collaboration. We're heading back towards the back now, the other side of Hall 2. See if I can point out anything. Oh, there's Avocor. Let's head over to Avocor really quickly. Avocor has a larger format collaboration display they're introducing here. And of course, they've got a unique partnership with Google. There's the at-home collaboration system. This is integrated with Google Meet automatically built into it, and all the Google G Suite products, or workplace products integrated into it. They have Series 1. They have a 65-inch version of this as well. Look at this. What is this? X? Haven't heard about this. Is new. That's an all-in-one LED from Avocor. It has mic speaker array built into it. This is the first LED I've seen them come out with. And if you look, they're promoting it as having you can mount it to a cart. Anyway, we're coming to you live on Rave TV. Dana, how are you? Live with Rave TV, doing a quick show floor tour of Hall 2. Here's Zoom with their commercial products for UC applications. I mean, don't need to talk about who they are, but they've divided their booth into different applications. Zoom Education, although they don't have a Zoom Rooms for Education product yet. They will eventually, I'm quite sure. Here's D10 with their collaboration stuff. Utelogy, another software-based, cloud-based control system company. See what else we can see back here that might be worth pointing out. Hisense, known as a consumer TV company, Hisense has made some noise in the commercial market. Look at these window-facing displays. These are very bright window-facing displays. LCD-based, yeah, LCD. But I guess this would be a good place to end the tour because we've shown you a lot, you know. Hall 2's big. ISE's really big. ISE's probably 2.5 times the size of Infocom, probably 10 times the size of CEDIA. It's a huge show here in Barcelona. This is definitely going to set some records, considering they moved the show a few years ago from Amsterdam, and then of course we had the pandemic and all that. We're back to record numbers and record attendance. I appreciate you joining me on this show floor tour of Hall 2. I'll show you tomorrow Hall 3, which I think is a digital signage hall and Pro AV hall, but I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm going to do Hall 3 tomorrow. Thanks for watching Rave TV. We appreciate the support. We're going to come to you live every day here at ISE. This is only day one. We're going to come to you live every day, same time. I want to thank you for joining us. Have a great day. All of our coverage is at ravepubs.com/ISE.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's Rave TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.